All right, let's talk about something. It's that feeling, I bet you know exactly what I'm talking about, that feeling where you are just stuck. You know what you have to do, but you're totally paralyzed. It's so frustrating.
Seriously, have you ever felt like that? You're just staring. Maybe it's at your computer screen, maybe it's at a pile of laundry, whatever. And your brain is screaming, do something, anything, but your body just won't move. You just can't.
I mean, the to-do list is staring you right in the face, right? It's a mile long, you've got deadlines breathing down your neck. It's not like you've forgotten about all this stuff. Oh no, your brain is very aware of everything that's piling up.
And still, nothing. It's like there's this invisible wall between your brain and your body. That connection, that little wire between I should do this and I am doing this, it just feels totally fried. And man, is it frustrating.
So what does that actually feel like in the moment? Well, for starters, you're not moving. It's like you're glued to the spot. And focus? Forget about it. Your mind is either racing with a million thoughts or it's just static. Total blank. And motivation? Yeah, that left the building a while ago. The drive is just gone.
And what's the first thing that pops into our heads when this happens? I'm just being so lazy, right? That's the automatic label we slap on it. It's that little critical voice in our head that just jumps right in with the easiest and harshest explanation.
But hold on a second. What if that's not it? What if that simple label that we've probably been using on ourselves forever is just plain wrong? What if this isn't about you having some kind of character flaw?
Okay, this is the core idea we're diving into today. Let's reframe this whole thing. The myth we tell ourselves is, you're lazy. But the reality? The reality might be, you're burned out. See the difference? That's a huge shift from judging yourself to, well, describing a condition.
And you know, what's so wild is we usually picture burnout as someone frantically trying to do everything, just running on empty. But it can look completely different. Sometimes burnout isn't running around like crazy. Sometimes it looks like doing absolutely nothing. It looks like stillness. And it's not because you don't care. It's because you're overloaded.
Yeah, there's actually a name for this. It's called a mental shutdown. And the best way to think about it is like your brain is a computer. You've got way too many tabs open, too many apps running, everything's trying to update at once, and what happens? To stop the whole system from crashing, it just freezes. That's what your brain is doing. It's pulling the emergency brake.
So what gets us to that point? What causes that freeze? Well, it's usually a combination of things. You've got that constant, low-level stress humming in the background. You've got a million different thoughts and worries ping-ponging around in your head. And then there's that voice, that pressure we put on ourselves to just keep going, keep pushing, no matter what.
And this is why even tiny things start to feel impossible. When your brain's CPU is at 100%, a simple task like, answering an email, it feels like climbing a mountain. Deciding what to have for lunch, suddenly it's this huge, heavy decision. You just don't have the mental bandwidth for it.
I really want you to hear this. That feeling of being frozen, that's not you failing. That is your brain doing its job. It's trying to protect you from completely overloading. It's a biological feature, not a personal bug. A survival instinct, not a weakness.
But here's the catch. If we don't realize what that signal means, well, that's when we get stuck in a really nasty loop. Because how we think about the shutdown is what creates the real problem. It creates this awful guilt and exhaustion cycle. So step 1, you're overloaded, and your brain shuts things down. Step 2, you immediately call yourself lazy. And what does that do? It brings on step 3, guilt. And let me tell you, guilt is an exhausting emotion. So now you're not just exhausted, you're exhausted and you feel guilty about it. And guess what that does? It makes the burnout even worse, and round we go.
So you see, trying to just push through it and force yourself to do more, that's like throwing gasoline on a fire. That shutdown isn't your brain saying, try harder. It's your brain screaming, I need a break. I need some space.
This is what it's really asking for. Just space. Time to reset itself, Like clearing the cache on your computer. Time to just breathe. To get out of that constant fight or flight mode. Okay, so if there is one thing, just one thing you take away from all this, please let it be this. It's about changing the question you ask yourself. We need to stop asking, why am I so lazy? That's just an attack. Instead, try asking, what am I mentally tired from? The first one leads to guilt. The second one, that one leads to answers. And changing that one little question, it changes everything. Suddenly you stop fighting yourself. You go from being your own worst critic to being your own detective, or even your own friend. You're not a problem that needs to be fixed. You're just a person who needs a break. And right there, that is the turning point. That small shift from criticism to curiosity, that's the key that unlocks that whole guilt and exhaustion cycle. It's how things actually start to get better.
Look, understanding how our own minds work is it's a superpower. And if this idea helped you see things a little differently, well, we've got a lot more explainers just like this one that dive into the amazing and sometimes weird ways our brains operate.